Good morning, boys and girls. It's Pastor Janet here, and we are continuing to read from Does God Have a Big Toe? Stories about stories in the Bible. This one is also about Abraham or Abram. We talked about that earlier, and you can find this in your Bible in Genesis, that's the first book of the Bible, chapter 24. About Abram's servant finding a wife for Isaac. In those days, they didn't fall in love. They were a wife was found for you, and they somehow made it work all right. This is called Rebecca and the Camel Who Made No Noise. Abram, who God renamed Abraham, told Eleazar, his servant, to go back east to find a wife for his son Isaac. Eleazar didn't want to go, but Abraham told him that God would help him out by sending along an angel. Now, Abraham had no idea at the time how God would do this, and frankly, neither did God. Now, Eleazar wasn't an angel, and the other servants were not angels. So that just left the camels. God figured that he would make one of the camels into an angel just for the trip. After all, the point of the journey was to find a wife for Isaac. And to do this, Eleazar and the angel had to watch the women of the East without being noticed. And God figured that if Eleazar took along a guy with wings and a white robe and a halo and a harp and floated through the air, they might be noticed. So that is why the angel had to be a camel. When God asked for volunteers, nobody raised a wing. So God called upon Max. Now, Max was the angel that God called upon for all the really tough jobs. Max was the one who had to tell the extra lions and tigers that they could not go on the ark with Noah. Max was the angel who had to kick the snake out of the Garden of Eden. Max was the angel who had to collect all the slimy bugs for Adam to name. Max got all the tough jobs. So the caravan to the east finally took off with Eleazar riding on, you guessed it, Max. Max found that speaking camel was a cinch, but making the other camel noises was not so easy. Also, one of the girl camels liked Max and kept licking his nose. Now, Rebecca, the granddaughter of Abraham's brother Nahor, was sweet and kind and beautiful, and she loved animals. People in the town said that Rebecca could speak the languages of chipmunks and rabbits, lizards and snakes, elephants and mice, eagles and goats. But Rebecca did not like camels. It was not the fact that they were ugly. It was not the fact that they drank so much water that she had to go to the well 100 times to fill their humps. What bothered Rebecca most was the loud camel noises that they made. Well, one day, Eleazar and his caravan of 10 camels, which really was 9 camels and Max, came to the well of the city where Nahor lived. They arrived late in the afternoon, and the women of the city were out drawing water for the flocks of the sheep and goats. There were not many camels in the city where Nahor lived because the people didn't travel very much. Also, they had a small well and worried that too many camels would drink up all the water. When the women saw Eleazar and his camel caravan, they shooed them away. Go! Get out of here! Find another well! Eleazar started to leave, but the camels sat down and started to make every noise they could. Rebekah came over to Eleazar and said in front of all the women, "You may drink from our well, and your camels may drink too." Then Rebekah walked over to Max and looked at him in a funny way. She spoke to him in camel, saying, "You are very sweet. You did not complain, and you don't make camel noises. Come, you shall be the first to drink." Max answered her in camel, "My humps are still full. Water the other camels first." So Rebekah led the camels to the well, and they drank, and Eleazar drank, and finally Max drank. Rebekah worked most of the day drawing water for all the flocks and the camels. And in the morning, Eleazar asked Rebekah to return to him to become Isaac's wife. Guess what she said? Yes! So the caravan of Eleazar came to the city of Nahor with 10 camels, but left with only 9. Rebekah looked all over for the quiet camel who did not make camel noises, but she could not find him. Up in heaven, Max was climbing out of his camel suit. God kissed Max the way God kisses angels, and thanked him. Then God said, "Max, in a little while I'm going to need an angel to speak to Moses out of a burning bush. There is a fireproof suit over there in the corner. Why don't you just try it on for size?" I hope you enjoyed our story about the camel who didn't say anything, and I hope you will have a wonderful, wonderful week. I am thinking and praying for you every day, and I'll see you next week. God bless.